The Economic Collapse blog, Michael Snyder's site. He's got 12 critical events that are going to happen over a 40-day period from August 21st, so it's about 10 days from now, roughly, excuse me, to September 30th. And I want to remind everybody, Obamacare, nothing happened, no repeal and replace. Tax reform, not even kind of. Oh, and we got the debt ceiling thing. Remember that? Ooh. We are about to witness an extremely unusual convergence of events that many believe could represent a major turning point for our nation. By now, you have probably heard that on August 21st, a total eclipse of the heart, a total solar eclipse of the heart will move across the entire continental U.S. for the first time in decades. In fact, not seen a total solar eclipse across the west coast, the east coast in 99 years. And it will be the very first total solar eclipse that is only visible in this country since the United States first became a nation. Starting with that event, there's going to be a whole lot going on until we reach the end of September. The following are 12 critical events that are going to happen over a 40-day period from August 21st to September 30th. Starting with the 21st, the Great American Eclipse will sweep across portions of Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, Nebraska, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Illinois, Kentucky, Tennessee, Georgia, North Carolina, and South Carolina. 7 years later, Magic 7, Christine Lagarde, IMF, Magic number 7. 7 years later, another very unusual total eclipse will move across our nation, and when you plot the paths of both eclipses on a map, they form a giant X right over the center of the United States. August 23rd, a FEMA exercise known as Earth EX 2017 will simulate, ready for this, catastrophes such as mega earthquakes, cyber terrorism, or high-altitude electromagnetic pulse attacks. An exercise sponsored by FEMA and the U.S. Department of Energy, set to take place on August 23rd, called Earth EX 2017, will wargame responses to catastrophes such as mega earthquakes, cyber terrorism, or high-altitude electromagnetic pulse attacks. The exercise will simulate a subcontinent scale, long-duration power outage with cascading failures of all the other infrastructures, according to the official EarthX website. Black sky events are defined as catastrophic occurrences caused by man or nature that bring society to its knees. Interesting that they're doing these things all of a sudden, don't you think? Boy, am I glad I bought some extra solar panels and got my equipment, even though I can't quite install it yet until we technically close and sign, which could be within 20 days, technically speaking here. September 1st, this marks the start of FEMA's annual National Preparedness Month. Also September 1st, the U.S. State Department's ban on U.S. citizens traveling into North Korea goes into effect. Many are concerned that this is yet another sign that we are moving toward war with North Korea. September 11th. This will be the 16th anniversary of 9/11, of course. 20th of September, Rosh Hashanah begins at sunset. 21st September, the UN International Day of Peace. And then an interesting date that I've been watching for at least a couple of years now, September 23rd, 2017 specifically. This is the date of what has become known as the Revelation 12 sign. If you are not familiar with this alignment yet, the following is a very brief summary. On September 23rd, a unique astronomical alignment of the Sun, Moon, constellation Virgo, Virgo the Virgin Mary, constellation Leo, and planets Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, and Venus are going to fulfill this passage from the book of Revelation. And a great sign appeared in heaven. A woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant and was crying out in birth pains and the agony of giving birth. September 24th, very important national elections will be held in Germany. 29th, Yom Kippur begins at sunset and it concludes on September 30th. Of course, September 30th will be the end of a 40-day period that began back on the day of the Great American Eclipse on August 21st. September 29th, U.S. Secretary Treasury Mr. Stephen Mnuchin says that the debt ceiling will be breached on this day if Congress does not raise it by then. And on the 30th of September, if Congress does not pass a budget by the end of the day, there will be a government shutdown just like we witnessed in 2013. On top of everything else, the month of September is when the Federal Reserve is scheduled to begin unwinding their $4.5 trillion balance sheet. The other big market force that could ruffle markets is clearly the Fed, which is expected to begin the untested task of unwinding its $4.5 trillion balance sheet in September. This is from CNBC, by the way. In addition, it is very interesting to note that a large asteroid will come within 4,200 miles of our planet on October 12th. The asteroid has not been seen since its 2012 discovery, when it sped past Earth at about 1/4 the distance from Earth to the Moon. It's been too distant and too faint to be detected over the last 5 years. As it starts to approach Earth this summer, large telescopes will be used to detect it and reestablish the asteroid's precise trajectory. The asteroid, known as 2012 TC4, could come as close as 4,200 miles to Earth, NASA said. That's actually fairly close when you consider that the Moon is about 239,000 miles away. So what does all of this mean, he says? I don't know. But I'm sure that I will receive even more criticism for putting the list together. Those of us that monitor global events and warn about where things are headed are often highly criticized. But in this day and age, we desperately need independent thinkers that are willing to challenge the system. Way too often, people just go with the herd and will believe whatever the mainstream media tells them to think. Never let someone else do your thinking for you. Investigate things for yourself and come to your own conclusions. Learning to think critically is one of the most important skills that you can have, and you will find that it is one of the most common traits among those that are truly awake to what is going on in the world. The truth is out there, and if you diligently seek it, you will eventually find it, he says. Michael Snyder is a Republican candidate for Congress in Idaho's 1st Congressional District, and you can learn how you can get involved in the campaign on his official website. His new book, entitled Living a Life That Really Matters, is available in paperback and for the Kindle on Amazon. I will obviously link this article. Take care.